Hello there and welcome to the Canva classroom. I'm excited to share this as possibly one of my favorite tutorials where I'm going to teach you how to use Canva to create your very own reels. So the takeaways from today's class, I'm going to explain to you what the key features of reels are so you feel confident that you understand them. I'm going to share some content ideas for reels, and then I'm going to show you how we use Canva to create your very own reel. Now, in case we haven't met, hey there, I'm Sarah. I'm the owner and founder of Online Social Butterfly, and I've been working in my own company now for over 11 years that is focused exclusively on digital marketing. Prior to that, I worked for about 15 years in corporate marketing and communications, and I've traveled a lot with my career. So I worked for many years in my hometown of Perth, Western Australia. I also worked in Sydney on the east coast of Australia for quite a few years, and I was also a contractor in London for a couple of years as well. I do also have lots of qualifications. I'm not going to read them all out, but what you can take away from that, I love marketing. I am so passionate about it. I've built my career around being a marketing professional, and I like to think that my qualifications ensure that I'm not only knowledgeable in how to use platforms, but I bring and apply my marketing knowledge to everything that I teach. If you'd like to connect with me, my favorite places to hang out are Facebook and Instagram. And I always love hearing from you if you've created some work that you would like to share. So let's start at the beginning, because quite often it can feel really overwhelming when people teach and we're like, I didn't really understand it at the beginning. So let's talk about what makes a reel a reel. So reels actually originated on TikTok, and they were very much a video concept. So a reel is defined as being a piece of video content, which is an MP4 file type. It is always shot in portrait mode or vertical, which is how we would hold our phone naturally. So keep that in mind. And it's classified as what we'd call an immersive experience. So this means when you watch a reel on the platform, it will go to full screen on your phone, so that as a viewer, you're just watching the reel and you're not being distracted by other components of a news feed, for example. So how do we understand what features make a reel or what adds a reel feel? Sorry, that's a terrible play on words. So here's some of the things that you can consider, and this will vary according to the platform, but you always have the capacity inside the platform to edit your video. So this means you can speed it up and slow it down. You can stop and start the video recording, and these are called transitions that you can add between each type of video. The musical audio is always an important aspect of a reel. So you can use music that is trending on the platform. You can import your own music, or you can add music to your reel outside the platform, for example, inside Canva. There are also creative tools, and these will vary from platform to platform, but these will allow you to do things such as overlaying text, using features such as stickers, polls, quizzes, and emojis. And these will all vary, but what I want you to understand is there's always lots of tools and features being added, and it's fun to go and have a play with these. So where can you use reels? So as I mentioned, reels very much started on TikTok. This is where we saw them emerge. And I think TikTok came out in about 2016. So it's been around for a while now. If you're like me and you've got teenagers in your household, they love TikTok, and they really drove this enjoyment of this immersive phone experience. Reels were introduced to Instagram in September 2020. And what we know about Meta, which is the name of the parent company for Instagram, is they'll often try things out on a smaller platform, such as Instagram, before they roll it out onto their main platform, Facebook. So we often see innovation come through Instagram first, and then it will be rolled out onto Facebook secondary. So at the moment with the platforms, so we've got TikTok. If you have a TikTok account, you can set it to automatically share your reel from TikTok to Instagram, so it moves in that direction. If you have an Instagram account and it's connected to your Facebook account, you can share your reel now from Instagram to Facebook. On Facebook, if you want to create reels natively inside that platform, you have a few different opportunities to do this. First of all, you can post them to your personal profile. Secondly, you can post a reel to your business Facebook page. And finally, you can post a reel inside a Facebook group. So they're really rolling out reels on Facebook, and it's definitely an opportunity for you to increase your reach and your audience. In terms of reels and how do they work, unfortunately, there's not a lot of consistency between the platforms, even Instagram and Facebook, which are both owned by Meta, don't have that same consistency and timing. So on TikTok, our minimum length is 15 seconds and a maximum length of 10 minutes. On Instagram, it's a minimum of 15 seconds and a maximum of 90 seconds. On Facebook, same minimum length, but currently a maximum of 60. So important that there are some variations. Quite often things will be beta tested in a platform. So this means, for example, on Instagram, you might currently have access to a slightly longer reel length because they're testing that out to see how people enjoy it and to see how it's performing on the platform to see if that's something they want to go with. So before you get started, it is really important that you understand a little bit about Reels. And it would be my recommendation that you jump onto the platform where you're going to create Reels, whether that's Facebook or Insta or TikTok. And I want you to watch from the sidelines. So this means to do a little bit of research because we want to see how people are using the platform. How would you enjoy the different types of content? Like, what do you enjoy watching? Just as a little side note, I have like a bit of an obsession with watching cat reels. Just love them. I find them so relaxing. Maybe do a little bit of competitive research to see how your people in your industry are using reels. What are they doing? And could you do this in your own way? And what content are they sharing? I then want you to think about your audience. So what is it that you know about your audience? What do you think they would find useful or interesting or engaging and fun? Okay, because that's what we want to try and do, is capture what they're going to enjoy. Now, I want to talk a little bit about content pillars, because content pillars is something we often hear described. And I want you to think about the different types of content pillars. So depending on who's teaching, you might see 4 content pillars, 5 content pillars, 6 content pillars. I've gone with 4 because they're probably the kind of most prolific 4. But if you Google it, lots of people go into more depth. But what I'm trying to get you to understand is that Reels are a type of content. And what that means is that we simply want to create content that has different purposes to play. So sometimes we will create content that is designed simply to entertain people. So this will be all about keeping the viewer interested and engaged. So this is often funny content, thinking about bloopers, mistakes, behind the scenes, that kind of content. Content that is designed to inspire is really more than just memes and quotes and pictures. Okay, I want you to take this a little bit further. Think of inspiration that comes in the form of case studies, customer testimonials, and stories of failures or challenges. Now, remember, you want to combine different types of content, such as testimonials, with a before and after journey. Have a little bit of fun with that. The other type of content in our content pillars is that is designed to educate. And with education, this is really like giving people quick tips, showing that you're an expert in your area and that you understand what their demands and needs are when it comes to content. That's really important. We want to also, show that we understand what their needs are, show that we understand how we can give them value, and really how we can help improve their knowledge in the area that we're an expert in. Now, when it comes to content that converts, I want you to think about more than a straight sale, like come and buy this now. This is often what we call a micro commitment. So this means we're getting people to take action on our content so they get used to doing this. So we're giving them like a little nudge. So this can mean we get them to sign up for a freebie, a free course, come and join our group. Getting them to take action on our content is really important. So think about how you can use that type of content, because what we're trying to do is get people used to taking action, because then when we ask for the sale, they're often ready to buy. Now, what we're going to do next is we're going to jump over to Canva, and I want us to go through and create our first reel. Remember, you might want to watch this all the way through the first time, and then what you can do is come back and re-watch it and pause it as you are creating. So I'm hoping that you're going to find this class really useful. As I've mentioned, it is definitely one of my favorite classes, and I absolutely love teaching it. So we're now going to jump over to Canva, and what we're going to do is start on the home screen of Canva. So I have a Canva Pro account, and if at any point I use some tools that are a paid feature, I will be sure to mention those to you, so you feel confident that I know why she's sharing this and I know if I can use it or not. So as you can see on my homepage, yours will look different to mine because the for you is often what they think you'd like to try based on your activities. To get started, what we're going to do is we're going to type in here reel, and it's going to show us under templates the reels. So I want you to click on this one here that says Instagram reel. So it has the little Instagram icon. So we're going to click on that. And what that's then going to do is load a page that's going to show us all of our choices. Now there are loads, and I'll be honest, whenever I'm teaching Canva, I never tend to choose my templates from here, mainly because I find it so overwhelming. Okay, so keep that in mind. I will always pick the blank template here to create a blank Instagram reel. So I'd like you to click on that. And when you do that, what it actually does is it opens another screen inside the design studio. And this is where we're going to be creating our type of reel for us. So I always start by naming my file. So I might just call this a test reel up here and give it a name. Now what will happen is it'll always default whenever you've chosen a reel to your content being 5 seconds per slide or per tile. So at the moment, I've only got one tile on there, and you can see at the bottom, I can add some more here. So there's this little plus button. So what I want to do is I want to have a little look, see if I've added these bubbles to help us choose templates. So I might go to business because I'm in business, and I can have a look at some of their little templates they've got here. So if I click on this one, it will add it here and it will show me how it looks. So it will show me as I go through it. This one at the top right, it tells me the length, so it's 5.7 seconds. And you can see that as I scroll through it, it'll show me how it moves and creates. Really, really simple. What I can also do, if I don't want to use their little bubbles, like online business or something, I can type in my own words. So I might type in Christmas and see what templates they've got in there that I might like to use. So there's lots of choices there that you have. I'm just going to undo to get rid of the templates. And I want to just show you some ideas that you might have. So if I've got my first one here, you can see it always defaults to 5 seconds. And what I can do is I can add different images according to what takes my fancy. So if I'm going to do a Christmas reel, which is kind of fun, I'm going to click on this little template here, which is quite nice. And at the moment, that's actually a static piece of content. And then I'm going to add on my next slide, I can add transitions between them. So I want to show you how we're going to use different types of features within Canva to make my reels really, really interesting. So the first thing I want to say to you is, unless you're putting an additional cover over your reel, which you can definitely do, you always want the first page on your reel, like the first slide or the first tile, to be static. And that's because we don't want it to sit inside the platform and look like it's almost a blank screen, because our features are transitioning in. So this one we want to keep nice and simple. And then if we want to add another slide, so I've got another slide here, and I can add some more features. For example, I can add this as a feature. I now have 2 5-second slides, or 5 and 5.5. And if I go up to the top here, it tells me that my total is 10.5 seconds. So whenever you are creating something, you can always click on this and it will give you a little preview of what your reel currently looks like. So remember, it takes 5 seconds to transition as a default, okay? So we're using their templates. I've just closed that down. I'll just slide back to my first tile. So if I want to speed this up or slow it down, I can always edit it. I go to the little timing here and I can reduce it down to, say, 4 seconds or even 3 seconds. And if I choose to apply it to all pages, I can then have that apply to the first and the second. Usually your first or your cover of your reel will be shorter, because people don't need long to read that, as long as you don't have lots of copy on it. Obviously, that's the rule. So at the moment, I've got 2 different types, and you can see, because I made it shorter up on the top right-hand side here, it's telling me now it's only 8.5 seconds, which is great, and that's what we want. So I've added an extra page, and then I can add a blank page of my own, and I can do different things with blank pages. And what I really want to show you is how can I use some of the Canva features to add this. So I will go and start with using under elements, frames and grids, because these are a great way to add your own video content. I'll just make my screen white just to make it easy. So if I go to the elements menu, which should be here on the left hand side, I'm going to go to, and you can see when I click on here, I've got a choice of grids here and frames, and we're going to start with grids. So I'm going to click on grids. Now, when I click on a grid, I'm just going to click the first one. What this actually does is it puts a placeholder in. So wherever you see the hills, the sky, and the cloud, that is a placeholder for either static image or a piece of video content. Now, Canva has loads of stock video content, and this is a great place to start with creating a reel that's a bit interesting. So I've got my grid all in place, and I'm going to go down on my left-hand menu to the videos menu. Now, I should just say, if for any reason while I'm training you can't find this menu item on yours, I want you to scroll all the way to the bottom of this left-hand menu, and I want you to go where it's got the 3 dots and it says more. Because the menu is responsive, sometimes yours will be hiding just up in this little black section here. If you can't find a menu item, that's where I want you to go. So again, jumping back to videos. Now, same as with all areas of Canva, you can do a generic search or you can use the little bubbles to find something interesting. So I might start with a background, and I might just have a little look and see what they've got that's interesting. Because remember, with video content, we actually want to layer it to make it interesting. So I'm going to grab this little video here. I'm going to hold on my left mouse and I'm going to drag it across and drop it in there. So that's what your mouse does. So now I've got this video content. It's a really nice background piece. Now, often these videos might be too dark. So remember, you can double click on it. So you've got the purple outline. And I go up to the top right here to this box that looks like a checkerboard, which is my transparency. I can then make this video lighter, so it's easier for me to type something over the top. That choice is always available to you. Now, if you're happy with your video, what you can do is you can lock it. Now, this is a great idea if you're layering different bits of content, like another image, another piece of text over it. Now, the padlock is up on the top right here, so you click it once and then you click it twice, and now this video can't be moved, which is helpful because what we want to do is add some more content over the top. So we're going to go back to elements, and this time, instead of using grids, I'm going to click on the search and I'm going to go to frames. Now, frames are a great way to add content. I'm going to show you a couple of ideas that I hope will inspire you. So remember the same rule as with grids, wherever you see the hills, the sky, and a cloud, that is a holding spot for either a text or a video. I'm going to add a phone and I'm going to add an image as well. So what I can do, remember, I can use their stock images or I can use my own video content. So the choice is yours. But if I go over to, I might just go to photos of me and I might upload a photo of myself into that image there. So there's a picture of me, nice. And then underneath here, what I might do is go to one of my own uploaded videos that I've already uploaded. And I might just grab, what have I got here that might be interesting? Got so many bits of video content. I might just add that bit there. That's like a little reel that I created before. So what that will now do is create a page that's got a video background, a video foreground, and a static image. Quite fun. So a couple of features there that I want you to get your head around using. The first one is videos in frames and grids. And they're really, really handy because remember, a frame or a grid isn't just for a static photo. It is also for video content. If I want to preview this, and I might just scroll back here to change this. I'll get rid of these ones here. So we'll start with the preview. So remember, up on the top right, now this video here is quite long. It's 17 seconds, so it will be a long one to put in your reel. But let's just click on it and see the preview. So now you can see I've got this lovely background, nice and slow moving. I've got a nice static image of myself. And then inside the phone, I've put a video as well. So this is how we use frames and grids to add video and different layers of content. Really, really handy. The other way in which you can add content, so I'm going to add a blank page here. So we're looking at a fresh screen. We'll go up. So we can always use templates, and that's always an option for you. But if you want to start from scratch, what we might do is go back to our grid, because I love grids, and I'm going to put a nice background on there. So there's a background menu here. And I might just choose something simple. So I might actually put the music on, sorry, there we go. I'll put the glowing lights on as a background. So that's a static image, not a video image, okay? And remember, when you're creating reels, it will always default to 5 seconds unless you decide to edit it and tell it that it should be less. So now I've got a nice background image. How do I make static things have movement? So let's add some text, for example. So this is a test heading, and we'll just make it a bit bigger. So if I wanted to add a test heading and I wanted that to have some movement, it's really simple to do that, okay? And I want to show you the different features that allow us to add movement to our page. So if I click on my text, it allows me to go to effects, and I can add some interesting things like curves if you didn't know how to do that. Then I can go to animate, and you can see I then have text animations, which allow me to do a bunch of different things. So you can just put I like bursts, I think it looks kind of cool. You can hover over to see a little preview. And once you're happy with that, you click on it to apply it to that piece of text. If you're on the Pro version, it does allow you to change the intensity. So it's less hectic. So you can try that out. And some of these text features are actually in Pro as well. So you can have it animate on entry and on exit, or just one or just the other. So you can play around with these and have some fun. So that's how we animate the text on a page. Really, really simple. The other thing we might want to do is animate our frames and grids. So if I click on this frame here, it gives me the same choice. You can see now when I click on that, instead of saying text animation, it actually has photo animations, and I can do the same thing. I can have that fade in and out. Again, you can try things out to see what you like and see how you like it. Remember, don't add all of the elements to all of the pages. It'll become really overwhelming for people. So we definitely don't want to do that. We don't want to confuse people, okay? So we've got our photo animations. You can see we can also do page animations. And again, you can try these out and see how they go and just have a little play. But remember, this is going to have a lot on it. If I hit preview now, there's a lot happening. So try not to make it too busy. But what I'm trying to do is show you some of the features that we have in Canva that allow us to add different types of animations. So we've got page animations, photo animations, and when we come down here, we've got text animations as well. Now, under Canva, under elements, just jump out of grids, I can also add different elements that I might like. So let's go to graphics and have a look what's in there. So for example, I might like to add some stars, kind of cute. And I can try some out. Now, when I add those stars, at the moment, they're static. But as we've done before, I can click on it, I can go to animate, and again, it gives me element animations. So I can then make those stars pan in. I can make them fade. I can make them breathe, which looks kind of like a sparkling star. So that looks quite nice. So lots of different features that we can use in terms of animation. Now, the other feature that I'd like you to be aware of that will allow you to take your static slide or tile and create movement is, again, under elements. Click on the search and you'll have a drop down here of things called stickers. Now, stickers, when they were introduced many years ago, were really limited in what they had available, but now there are loads to choose from. So you can see it automatically previews under different categories. So what I can do is go to arrow stickers. And I might want to add an arrow sticker to the picture of myself. So I can pop it in, spin it round. And there I've got some arrows pointing at me, which is kind of fun. So stickers are a great way to add animations. They will always default to a 3-second movement in them. So really, really cool if you want to try that out. And again, try not to add too much to a single page on your reel, otherwise it'll get too busy. This page now has a bit of everything on it, if you can see. So we've added lots of different things that have made it quite interesting, only because I'm trying to show you the features, not because I want to overwhelm you. So we've got the ability, as I mentioned, to animate all of the different parts of our reel page. And then we've got the stickers, which can add movement as well. So really, really handy. If you haven't tried them before, I want to show you one more thing that you might want to consider. I'll come back to a blank page. I'm just get rid of that. And there are inside Canva the ability to add GIFs as well. So GIFs aren't always visible. They might be under the More section here. And you might just want to search for them. See, there's Giphy here. And so you can discover content from Giphy. And then you can add a GIF, which is a 3-second animation that repeats. So if you want to try that out, that's a little bit of an advanced feature, but I just wanted to show you that existed because GIFs can be super fun. They can just add that little bit of a 3-second video that loops around that you can make really interesting. So I just wanted you to be aware of that. Now, as we're getting our video ready, our reel ready, what we want to do is always be looking on the top right-hand side here to see how long it is. So depending on what length you've decided to go with, we want to preview it to see if we're happy with it, and then we want to adjust it accordingly. So on this page, remember I added this video and I said to you it was 17.9 seconds. I can cut that and make it shorter. So I just need to be on that video here. So I've got the purple box around it. I go up to this little snipping tool and I can then snip it so I can make it shorter or longer. Canva is not an advanced video editing tool, so I want to be really clear about that. I wouldn't necessarily be using it for video editing, but if I just wanted to make something longer or shorter, I can definitely do that. That's what I've done there. If you are keen to use some more features in Canva, you can also record your video live. So if we go to uploads, I can actually hit that button, record myself, and I can record a video as I'm creating it, and it will be immediately available inside Canva. So that's like a somewhat recent addition to Canva that you can try out for yourself and see if you'd like to use that feature or not. So lots of different choices in terms of video content. The other thing you might want to consider is using the audio files. So there's audio here. So if you'd like to add music or audio to your reel prior to uploading it to the platform, you can use the audio that's available in here. My preference is to use the audio music inside the platform because I can choose some that is trending really well. So it's up to you what you want to do, but there's definitely choices within here. So have a little bit of fun with that. So once we're happy with our reel and we've previewed it and we're happy with the length, we're happy with the transitions between each page, and we're happy with how it's all looking, we need to then download it. So you can go over to the share button here and go to download here, or you can go to the file and you can go file download here. When you download it, what is the most important aspect is you must download it as an MP4 video file. And that will then allow you to ensure you've not created just a static image by mistake, like a PNG or a JPEG, but you have created a video file. Now, depending on what you're using, if you've got the Canva app on your phone, it makes it really easy to access your reel from the Canva app. If you're using Apple devices, you can just airdrop from your Mac to your Apple phone. But whatever it is, you need to get it out of Canva onto your phone so you can upload it onto your favorite platform where you're going to be creating reels. Remember, I've got a couple of tips for you when it comes to creating reels in Canva. Have a little bit of fun, have a play, and don't overthink it. And remember, every mistake is only one click, that undo button, away from being fixed. So I would like to give you a little bit of confidence that you can do this and you can have some fun. I hope you found today's class really helpful. So, final step before we wrap up and I say goodbye. Remember, you can come back and watch this class as many times as you would like to see those little tips that I gave you about the different ways in which you can add video content. If you have created something, particularly on Instagram, because I hang out there most of all, I'd love for you to tag me so I can see what it is that you've created. I'm always excited to see how people have got on and what their imagination has allowed them to do in Canva. So if you create something, please feel free to tag me. I'd love to cheer you on from the sidelines.